Hello everyone and welcome to Werven's World. Today I would like to talk about spying and infiltration in Endless Legend. So with the expansion called Shadows, we got some new mechanics which are a lot of fun and make a lot of sense, where we can spy and infiltrate other cities and do some actions within those cities. So to start, basically know that there's a new menu here, the spying menu. You can click F9 or click this button to go to it, and you can see some information that we'll get to later. So in order to spy on a city, we need to see the city. So at the moment I only see this Sorotan here, and I can click on infiltrate, which will cost me 66 influence. Now I can assign any hero I have to that city, and the reason you might want to send a specific hero is that they all have a spying stat. And for example, this one here is spying 3, which means that he gets +7 infiltration points per turn. We'll get to that later. He gets 4 experience per turn when he's infiltrated, so he can actually go level up while infiltrated as well, which is nice. And I don't have to pay as much money for him while he's infiltrated, which is nice because it's a bit of a trade-off. I can either send him off to spy, but I could also have him lead my armies or be in my own cities to make my own cities more efficient. So it's a bit of a trade-off, and if you put him in other people's city, then you will be paying less upkeep for him, which is nice. So once we've decided on a hero, we can close this window and we can click on it and press select. Now the hero is in this city, and I can click here on applied effects, and he hasn't done anything yet, so he's not impacting this city, and that will come later. Because if we go to the spying menu, which again you can also open by pressing F9, then you see some different things. You can see my spy, you see his infiltration level, and that's basically, that increases while I'm in that city. And as you could see, because of my pretty high spying skill, I get quite some infiltration points each level, and I produce at the moment 12 infiltration points, and I need 45.9 in order to go to the next level, so it will take me 4 turns in order to be at the next infiltration level. As you can see here, there are empire-wide infiltration actions and city infiltration actions, and they all have a required level. So basically my spy needs to go level up in order to, for example, hit level 3, and once he is level 3, he can start doing this action, which will also cost a certain amount of influence. There's also a thing called seniority, which increases every time I do an action, and it will basically, because my spy is getting better at doing things, he will start producing more infiltration points, which will level him up faster, which will open up cooler actions over time. So that's how basically over time your spy gets better. So if you really want to start spying, it might be good to very early on already put a spy in someone else's city, and he will over time gain a lot of skill and points, which you can then later on use in order to do fun actions. You can see a couple of more interesting things on this screen, and the most important thing is here the security, which is basically how good this city is in rooting out spies. And if you do some actions, it's actually dangerous, because if they have a high security, then I'm in danger of my hero getting captured or wounded. But more information on that later. Now I will just play the game for a couple of turns until my infiltration level goes up, and then I'll be back. So my hero has just gone level up. He has produced enough infiltration basically to, well, go to level 2. As you can see, you get a little pop-up that the spy has gone to level 2, and this means now I can start doing some things. I can, for example, decrease the population of the city I'm in. I can damage their fortifications. I can reduce the industry production of that particular city, or I can do empire-wide things. For example, I can decrease their science production for 10% for 6 turns. Of course, they have security, so there is a 62% chance that nothing happens, there's a 31% chance that I get wounded, there's an 8% chance I get disabled, and a 0% chance I get captured. So let's, for example, do decrease science production in order to get my seniority up a little bit. So I click on that, I spent the 22 influence, and as you can see, I did it. I was unnoticed while performing the action, which is very, very nice. So now the opposing empire will have a bit less science, and they have no clue what's happening. So now I can basically continue the game. I'll be back. So now that I did the action, you can see that my seniority went to 2 because I did a level 2 infiltration action. My seniority goes up by 2 because it goes up by the level of the action you did. That means here that my infiltration level will go up faster. As you can see here now, I get a +2 each turn from seniority. So doing these actions is quite nice in order to make your hero go level up quicker. So the AI noticed they had a spy and they did a roundup, which I will get to in a bit, but luckily my spy was not detected and he remains hidden. So what does this roundup mean? Well, if you click on any city, you can see here roundup. You can see my security as well as roundup. And roundup says that the bonus of security will go up each turn, but I will get less production from the people that are actually doing production. So after its completion, then it will make a security test for potential spies. So if there had been any spies, they might be detected earlier because I have been increasing my security by having a roundup. And then you do a check whether you find the spy. Luckily, my spy wasn't found this time, but next time I might be less lucky. So my spy just turned level 3 and I can do some more actions now, and I'm actually hoping I'm gonna get caught just to kind of show what happens. Let's see, so I can, for example, reduce the industry production, or I can... yeah, I'll just reduce the industry production. It will cost me 3. Yes. And I was unnoticed while doing it. As you also see, when you do it, you kind of go back again. Now he's level 1 because I did this level 3 action and I was level 3. I just go back to level 1 and I have to build up my infiltration level again. Of course, my seniority will go up next turn. Now it's 5. So the more actions you do, the more quick it goes. So in that sense, it's not really a problem. So finally, what I wanted to show you has happened. As you can see here, they have done another roundup in the city I was being a spy, and my spy was actually badly injured and returned to my academy. So as you can see here, my spy has been successfully exfiltrated and is now available in the academy, but he's very much wounded and he's disabled for the next 20 turns. So spying definitely carries a cost with it. It can be very tricky. It can give you a lot of advantages, like you can really harm your opponent doing it. But of course, if you get caught, well, first of all, it might ruin your relations with the other player, but as well, it will basically put your hero out of action. And well, that's a dangerous thing, but it's a very, very interesting mechanism. I really enjoy it. So, now that you know about spying, I hope you found this video useful and see you next time.